Hello everybody, I'm Mark with your Fix It Auto, and today I'm excited to show you this new project that I didn't think about picking up, but it just came across me and I decided to save this one from getting crushed. The previous owner has had this sitting. It's actually been in an accident as of 30 years ago, and then now it was sitting in a barnyard, so this is a literal barnyard find. I was able to purchase everything as a package, told them, hey listen, before you send it out to the crusher, I'm actually interested in purchasing the whole thing. I would love to get this project going as soon as possible, and I do have a 1967 four-door Impala that I'm actually trying to make into a tribute cart for Supernatural. For those of you that have subscribed and are waiting for an update on that one, the Impala I'm waiting on parts on that car, which have been delayed, so this weekend I'm actually going to be pulling the body off of the frame to prepare it for a frame-off restoration that I'm trying to finish before the show ends this year. So I'm trying to get that done, as well as I have a 1967 Mustang in my garage for a while, so I'm going to try to make sure that that gets finished. To many people, it might seem like this is a lot of work. In my opinion, I think that this is halfway to what I want it to be in terms of it's already completely stripped, so that way I could start sending things off to get powder coated, to get rebuilt. That way I could take it to a shop in order to get the entire body media blasted. Here is the subframe. As you can see here, it has been in an accident and it looks like somebody did try to fix it, but I'm just going to be getting a whole new subframe, getting everything powder coated, and then assembling all of that in one video. The subframe did come with the old control arms, except it didn't come with the original coil springs, which is fine because I'll actually be upgrading the suspension into a tubular upper and lower control arm, as well as getting coilovers for shocks. If this car came with everything original, then I would try to actually rebuild everything as original as I can, but since I got a shell and some parts that are many parts that are missing, then I'm actually going to be doing a full upgrade as well as getting some modern amenities in there, making sure it has power steering, power brakes. I was able to get a hood, some fenders, the steering wheel, the cowl, just a whole bunch of parts. We got some rims and tires, which I'm actually going to be using another set. The doors are behind this. But let me give you a tour of the car. So I actually ended up attaching the trunk because that was off. Okay, the trunk really is not that bad. It can get media blasted and painted over and it should be just fine. The trunk already has the cutouts for the spoiler, so I'll be putting the spoiler on there. It looks like somebody tried to repair rust in the past, so I'll have to either see if I can get this fixed or just cut it out and weld a new well. This is what the subfloor looks like. The only two rust spots that I see are right over there and just right over there. Otherwise, the floor is in pretty good shape, especially for being outside for so long. This is the interior of the car. So it was original non-AC, but I will be converting it into an AC. I actually will be putting in a modern system from Vintage Air in this car, so stay tuned for that. Here's the old dash pad. It is cracked, so I'll just be replacing everything, getting this entire body stripped, and it will go to get media blasted and then primed and ready for paint. So that way next year it's going to get painted. The firewall's pretty intact. The cowl's in great shape. We have no rust that's penetrating through the body, which is actually really nice. Normally there's a decent amount of rust over here that needs to be cut and a new piece welded on, but it looks like this part's fine over here as well as over here. Same thing for where the window mounts. Everything seems to be in great shape. I'll have to remove all this just to make sure. Worst case scenario, I'll just have to cut it and weld it. But so far, upon first inspecting it, then I see no issues. Obviously, it's going to need some new headliner, which is great anyways because I'll be removing this, completely getting it underneath blasted, and getting some Dyna liner all the way up the top, or some sort of insulator, some sort of noise insulation. The original owner actually has a 10-bolt rear end that he's going to be giving to me. He's just taking it off with another car because he's upgrading to a 12-bolt. I'm considering upgrading to a 12-bolt, but I am getting a 10-bolt for free, so I'll be getting that one. I'll be getting it rebuilt and powder coated. I'll be doing a separate video on that. And another thing that I've noticed is the frame rails. It looks like somebody, maybe to tow it, has put a hook in it and then dragged it And it's the same on the other side, so I'll have to have the frame rails replaced. It needs a new fuel tank, but I'll be stripping this all the way down and then sending it to get media blasted and primed and ready for paint. It did not come with an engine or a transmission. This is actually going to be my first LS engine that I'm going to be building and dropping in there. I'm thinking about dropping an LS2 with a 4-speed automatic transmission or a 5-speed manual, one of those two. We'll see what happens. But one thing I love about this car is parts are readily available, and this car is not going to stay on this slab of wood for too long. It's going to go as soon as I finish the Celica, get it ready to become a daily driver. I'll be pushing the Camaro to the RV parking in order to get it up on jack stands, and that way I could get the subframe built and put underneath and get the entire body ready for paint. But this car I'm so excited to get this going. I'm so excited to prove people wrong about how this car is unsavable. So please, if you want to see this build, give my channel a like, subscribe, and share, so that way I can get some revenue in, so that way I can get this project finished as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching.